You are about to experience the last day of human freedom. You wake up to a sky that has never seen a contrail. No alarm, no calendar, no word for Monday. For the next few minutes, you are going to live a life where the concept of ownership does not exist. The sun rises over a valley where 200 people sleep in brush shelters. They are your entire world. Every person you will ever know is breathing within a mile of where you stand. There are no strangers, no borders, and no future tense in your language, because tomorrow is not a place you go. It is simply more of today. You do not own anything. The bow you carry was made by your uncle. The flint knife in your belt was napped by your sister. If someone asks for it, you hand it over, not out of generosity, but because the idea of owning a tool makes as much sense as claiming you own the wind. Your morning begins with a specific, ancient hunger. You smell smoke from the night fire and move toward it, not because someone called you, but because the smoke is a signal your body reads before your mind catches up. There is no chief, no council, no law carved into stone. Decisions emerge the way birds flock. Thousands of tiny adjustments until the group moves as one. That when the old woman says the deer have moved east, no one votes. Some people simply stand up and start walking. The ones who stay are not rebels. They just smelled different smoke to be why midday. You are moving through a forest that has never been mapped. Every tree is a landmark. Every bend in the river is a memory. You do not navigate. You remember. The landscape is not territory to be crossed. It is a living archive of every meal, every death, every conversation your ancestors ever had. You pass a clearing where your grandmother died 12 winters ago. You do not pause. You do not need to. The clearing walks with you now. There is no distinction between the world and the mind that perceives it. You are the forest's way of paying attention to itself. Then you see her, the stranger. She stands at the edge of a stream, and something in your chest locks up like a muscle you did not know you had. She is not from your band. For a heartbeat, you do not see a person. You see a question your brain does not have the software to run. This is the moment everything waits on. You have no word for enemy, no word for ally. The stranger is simply other. And other is a category that includes lightning, floods, and the dark side of the moon. You raise your hand, not in greeting. There is no greeting for this. You raise your hand the way you would to a bear, to show you are not holding a weapon, to show you are a thing that moves, that thinks, that might be worth the calories of not killing. She raises hers. And then something impossible happens. You both lower your hands. You step closer. You sit on opposite banks of the stream and watch each other drink. This is trade, but not the way you understand it. No goods exchange hands. Instead, you watch her. She watches you. You learn that her people know how to burn clay into containers that do not leak. She learns that your people know a song that makes fish rise to the surface. Neither of you speaks the other's language. Neither of you needs to. The knowledge is the trade. The watching is the transaction. The BY sunset, she is gone. You will never see her again. But you will dream about her containers for the rest of your life. And somewhere in her band, she will hum your fish song without knowing why. Night falls like a curtain made of stars. There is no light pollution. The darkness is so complete it feels like a substance you could drink. The fire is small. Fuel is precious. You sit close enough to feel the heat on your face and the cold on your back. The contrast is not uncomfortable. It is simply the truth of your body in the world. Someone tells a story, not for entertainment. Entertainment is a word from a world that does not exist yet. The story is told because the night is long, the dark is full of things that eat, and the sound of a human voice is a technology older than the spear. That IT is a way of saying, we are here, we are here, we are here, into the emptiness. The story does not progress. It circles. It returns. It is a fire that warms the same ground every night. And that ground is your mind. We spend our modern lives building walls of our own making, calendars, careers, mortgages, terrified of the very uncertainty that once kept us alive. We traded the freedom of the unknown for the security of the map. But tonight, you do not know this. Tonight, you are the last human being who will ever sleep without the sound of a wall around them. Tomorrow, the stranger's people will return. Not one stranger, many. They will bring more clay than can be carried. They will build a structure to store it, and the structure will still be standing next summer. Someone will decide the structure needs a wall. Someone else will decide the wall needs a gate. The gate will need a guard. The guard will need a title. The title will need a lineage. The lineage will need a history. And history, when it finally arrives, will look back at this night and call it the end of everything. But tonight, you are warm. You are fed. You are surrounded by voices that know your name. You are free in a way that no citizen of Rome, no subject of Babylon, no resident of the coming cities will ever be free again. Free from the future. Free from the past. Free from the crushing weight of what comes next. And somewhere in the dark, the first stone is already being placed.